The Chinese ambassador to the Philippines clarified China's stance on the alleged water cannon incident involving the Chinese Coast Guard and Philippine Coast Guard vessel in the waters of Ayungin Shoal, also known as Ren'ai Jiao in China. Jean Domingo has the details.
Tensions between Manila and Beijing escalated once again following the water cannon incident at Ayungin Shoal. In a video released by the Philippine Coast Guard, it can be seen that the Chinese Coast Guard intercepted and allegedly sprayed water at the PCG vessel, which was en route to deliver supplies of food, water, and fuel to the Philippine troops stationed aboard the BRP Sierra Madre at Ayungin Shoal. Chinese Coast Guard, on the other hand, published an aerial video showing that the PCG vessel was indeed sprayed with water, but it is evident that there was a considerable distance between it and the Philippine naval vessels. Because of this, China once again expressed its hope to collaborate with the Philippines to implement the consensus reached by the two heads of state, Philippine President Bongbong Marcos Jr. and Chinese President Xi Jinping, during Marcos' visit to Beijing at the beginning of the year, and to continue promoting peace in the disputed waters. During the celebration of the 2023 Award for Promoting Philippines-China Understanding, President Marcos announced that the two countries have already achieved a consensus on the maritime issues they are facing. China calls Ayungin Shoal Ren'ai Jiao and said that the area is a part of the Nansha Islands in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, the Philippines said it will never abandon Ayungin Shoal and will continue to provide for the needs of the country's troops stationed on the disputed island. Last Saturday, the Philippines sent 4 ships, 2 supply ships and 2 Coast Guard ships into the waters of Ren'ai Jiao or Ayungin Shoal without authorization, despite repeated warnings from China. According to China, it simply followed the law, and the Chinese Coast Guard took appropriate measures and expelled the Philippine ships carrying illegal building materials from the waters. On Monday, a meeting took place between the Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Huang Xilian, and the Undersecretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines, Teresa Lazaro. Huang reiterated China's consistent position regarding Ayungin Shoal and shared the recent events in the waters near it. He emphasized that the Philippines has repeatedly taken unilateral actions that undermine the existing consensus and challenge the purported current status quo in the management and control of Ayungin's waters. The ambassador said that China has expressed its deep concerns about the Philippines' actions through various means. But despite China's repeated warnings, the Philippines continue to send naval vessels near the area. China stated that it hopes the Philippines will collaborate in the same direction, earnestly implement the consensus reached by the two heads of state, cease all unilateral actions, and prevent the situation from worsening or potentially getting out of control. Huang emphasized that the strategy of amplifying and involving third parties will not be helpful but will only exacerbate the situation. Furthermore, Huang added that China has repeatedly recommended to the Philippine side to engage in discussions on how to manage the situation in Ayungin Shoal, which demonstrates China's sincerity. He hopes that both sides will commence negotiations to promptly work together in maintaining peace in the said waters. For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jean Domingo, SM9 News.